Hey guys, welcome back. How's are we doing today? I'm Living Life Freely here on YouTube, and I'm super excited to share with you a video that I've been thinking about putting out for about a week now. I decided to just take the plunge. So stay tuned in just a moment. We'll talk about what I'm taking the plunge into. Okay guys, let me kind of give you a little bit of a history. If you're brand new to my channel, first of all, welcome. Many of you know me as a reseller. I still am I guess kind of a part-time reseller at this point. I'm home full-time, but it doesn't take me long to do my reselling stuff. But I also am a homemaker, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a sister in Christ. I keep busy. But I decided I've been doing tons of research about this. Off and on for years now, I've been trying to figure out an eating plan, who should I say, an eating lifestyle that works best for me. One of the reasons why I've been pursuing this off and on for years now, going on probably 6, 7, 8 years now, is because for some of you, I'm past the season in life, okay? My season in life now is different. And my body has changed. For you women who are in the season of life where you're between like 40, 45, 45, 50, you know what I'm talking about. And the crazy thing is that in society now, because of the way we eat, women are actually going into the season of life change earlier than they should be because of what we've eaten, what's in our foods, and the lack of nutrients that we should be getting, okay? I've tried a few different things over the last few years. And for my poor husband, I was like, okay, what's next? I have switched things around a few times in the last even 4 or 5 years. Before, I tried to just do meat for a little while, but I didn't do it the way I should have done it. I have tried doing vegan, never doing that again. I was so hungry all the time. It didn't matter how much I ate, and I didn't feel fueled. I didn't feel nutrified. I didn't feel like I was getting what I needed to get in the food. Okay, and now that we live where we live, it is very difficult to find food to become a vegan. I'm just not going to do it. If you are vegan, nothing wrong with you being vegan. If that's what you choose to do, that is totally your prerogative. And I don't know if I'm going to get comments about this. I have done so much research on this the last couple weeks. I've actually been researching it off and on for a couple months now, but especially this last week or so, I have literally spent hours watching multiple different channels between people's stories, interviews, research from different doctors. I have done so much research. So this is not something I'm just jumping into because, hey, let's just try this out. I'm doing this because in the last 4 years since we've been here, I have slowly started to gain weight. I am the most now that I've ever been unless I was pregnant, and I'm not okay with that. My family history has a lot of weight issues on my mom's side and on my dad's side. There's a lot of people who are not just overweight, but obese in my family on both my mom and my dad's side, including my sibling. Very obese people, and have had a very difficult time like maintaining being healthy, and I don't want to be one of those people. So let me kind of give you a little bit of a history about me and where I've been and what I've done. After all 6 of my kids were born, I worked very hard on my workouts. Thought I was eating healthy back then, but now I know better, to maintain a healthy body. And guys, I'm not talking about being skinny. I'm seriously not talking about being skinny, because you can be skinny and not be healthy. I'm talking about maintaining a healthy body that is getting the nutrients it needs to live and survive and give you productivity. And back then, we were eating a lot of packaged and processed and cakes and just all the stuff. We were eating a lot of sugars and carbs and not a lot of meats and healthy meats or anything like that. We did not eat healthy back then. So even though I was working out, I was younger. I was a mom of young kids. I was very active, and I was able to pretty much maintain a certain weight, you know, in between my kids and then after my kids up until about 4 years ago. I was able to maintain a pretty decent weight, around a certain weight on the scale. for that long, a good 30 years. Now that I am in a later season of life, I am finding that it's harder and harder. I thought it was kind of a joke when one would say, once you get to this point in life, the weight starts coming on. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. If you eat healthy, no, it doesn't. Well, since my husband and I moved here, my husband and I have done more and more research on foods, which we can talk about on this channel. Healthy eating, what's good, what's actually healthy eating and whatnot. So I've done a lot of research, not just about being animal-based, but about just eating and nutrition. I've read some books about it. I mean, guys, this is not just a last-minute decision I made. Hey, let's just do this because this is something I want to try out. I have done so much research off and over the years, and nothing has worked for me so far. So I decided to do an animal-based lifestyle. I'm not going to call it a diet because I think saying diet is just ridiculous. It's a lifestyle. An animal-based lifestyle for the next 90 days. I've already been on it for a week. Okay? My birthday's tomorrow. I do not plan to eat cakes or sweets, and that's unusual for me because I always celebrate with cakes or sweets or desserts or something like that. Always. Usually around here, weekends, we usually grab cookies on the weekend. I love the dark chocolate. I was a dark chocolate girl. I haven't had dark chocolate now in weeks. I've had cookies 2 weeks ago, but I am 1 week now. No sugars, no cookies, nothing like that. And we cut out cakes. I cut out pop years ago. I mean, I even kind of shared a little bit of a video on that, just kind of how I've gotten to where I've gotten now. But over the last 4 years, like I've said, I've gained, gosh, I'm embarrassed to say, I've gained about 40 pounds. I can't believe I'm saying that. I've gained about 40 pounds in the last 4 years, and I'm not okay with that. I've had my friends tell me that I look really good, and I really appreciate that, but I know what I used to be. I know what my height is, I know what my healthy weight is for me, and I'm not at that healthy weight. And my husband and I have talked about it. He said he does see some changes in me. So I've been doing so much research on this, and I've made a decision to do animal-based products. And again, one of the reasons why I'm coming from basically keto. So again, cutting out the sugars and all that, which again, I'm 1 week no sugars, which is a really big deal for me. I've done up to like 3 weeks with just dark chocolate, but now I've never gone like a week in years with no sweets whatsoever. So this is a huge deal for me. And so I want to get to the point where I'm not eating fruits, vegetables, no grains. I'm not big on grains anyway. And legumes, I don't want to be eating beans, you know, like when you put, like healthy beans and things. I'm not trying to be too rude or anything, but there are certain foods that just give me really bad gas and bloating, okay? I love sourdough bread. I was actually making homemade sourdough bread. My husband loves it too. But I get really, really bloated from eating sourdough bread because it's still a gluten, and it makes me sick. It makes me bloated, makes me gaseous, just like beans do. I've also found that certain vegetables do that to me. So what I've decided to do is just cut back to just animal-based. Now for the last week, my first week here of doing this animal-based diet, I have been eating dairy. We buy cheese from Azure, which is from, farm grass-fed, cheese. And then I also bought yogurt from them. So it's just farm grass yogurt. I may get to the point where I'm going to completely cut cheese out. I bought like a pack of like 6 or 8 tall things of yogurt because I've been doing yogurt with blueberries for part of my keto diet for a snack. But now that I'm doing this, I still have like 2.5 of those cartons left, and then I may just do no cheese for a while during a big part of this to see if that makes a difference for me as well, because cheese does have carbs, and it's also, it is higher in calories and fats, but I want for me to do kind of the elimination part where it's mainly meats and butter. So what I'm going to be eating, you guys, is beef, mainly beef, fish, eggs, we eat a lot of eggs, butter, and bacon. That's going to be my main groups of food that I'm going to be eating. And the reason why I pick those groups is because a lot of videos I watch, people who do animal-based, that's mainly the foods that they do. Now, some people do chicken, and other different types of meat. For now, for me, my favorite meat is beef. I love beef patties. I love meatloaf. I love steak. and things like that. And my husband and I don't mind bacon, but we're not really big on pork chops. So I'm okay with leaving the pork chops out. But I actually really enjoy beef. Like for my lunch today, I had 3 beef patties, and I did leave the cheese off of it today. I just put salt on it, put some butter on it, and it was really good. So I'm going to do this. Like I said, I've been on it for 1 week. Now, I'm going to tell you my weight now because I want to be honest and just really transparent with you guys. When we first moved down here, I weighed 160 pounds. And even then, I could trim up a bit. I am now, last time I weighed myself on the scale, I'm afraid to weigh it today, 200 pounds. I have never weighed 200 pounds, and I'm 5'8", guys. I've never weighed 200 pounds unless I was pregnant. This weight is not a healthy weight for me. I was 160 when we left our property in Washington. And even with that, I had a little bit of the chubby on my legs and my thighs and, you know, my stomach. And since then, I've added more to that. So 160, so it's actually 40 pounds. 40 pounds. I thought I said 50. 40 pounds. That's still a pretty big chunk of weight, okay? So my goal is, I haven't like given myself an amount of weight that I'm planning to lose by the next 90 days because I am going to be paying attention to the scale, but it's not going to be my focus, okay? My focus is being healthier. Weight loss will come with that, okay? My goal is not to be skinny mini. My goal is to be healthier. My goal is to get my gut back into health. My goal is to be healthier. I just recently ordered some supplements that I will share with you for my husband and myself. My husband's not going to be doing this with me. He does mainly eat meat because he eats what I feed him, and I make all 3 meals every single day. So he does mainly eat meat right now. He does have some vegetables. Honestly, I haven't been cooking vegetables. We live in a very small town, you guys, and for us to get vegetables in our small grocery store, because we live in a small town, those vegetables don't sell quickly, so a lot of times, even if it kind of looks good on the shelf, when I get it home, by the time I make it 2 or 3 days later, the vegetables and the fruits have wilted because it takes so long to get it to the grocery store, and by the time I get it on my plate, they just aren't fresh. I quit buying lettuce from my grocery store a long time ago because for the day of me getting it, it went bad. Zucchini is the same way. I can buy zucchini and within a day or two, depending on the freshness of it in the store. In fact, sometimes even when I go to the store and I'm looking in the little bin, I'm pulling a zucchini out and it's already softening. So I had to be very particular even with picking fruits and vegetables. For this particular thing for me, my husband still eats tomatoes. We are still growing a garden, guys, because even once I get through this, if I do still choose to add like a tomato to a beef, my husband still does fruits and vegetables. So we're still planning on growing our own vegetables so that if we do eat vegetables, hopefully we'll have a little bit of our own. But with that in mind, though, we're not going to be able to grow enough to sustain all year round. So I'm still going to be mainly animal-based for the time being, just because I'm finding that I'm feeling better. And I will share with you, I've done a lot of research about supplements. I'm going to share with you the supplements that I'm going to be adding. My husband's also going to be taking them. So I'll share with you that. And so I'm cutting out the supplements that I'm currently taking, and we're completely revising and redoing that. My goal is to do this for 90 days just to see how I do. The stories that I've watched so many stories about people, and yes, the scale makes a difference, and they do lose weight. But every single story that I've heard about this, it's not just the weight. There's so much more that they realize. They're sleeping and just different parts of their body that feels better. Their gut feels better. They're more energized, and it's just the brain fog's gone away. One thing that I've learned is that for us women, especially older than 50 years old, because your body's gone through changes the way God made us, there are certain nutrients that we don't have as much as we used to have. It's really, really important for that hormone balance to have the healthy fats and the healthy hormones and all that. And many, many women have shared that are over 50 that have done this lifestyle have noticed mental clarity. Their bodies are better. Their hot flashes are gone. They've lost weight. They're literally just, they're feeling just radiant. And I want to be that. And I don't feel that. So I'm super excited to be doing this. I'm going to be sharing with you. I might do weekly videos on the updates, or like every 2 weeks updates on how I'm doing. I could even do some videos about what I'm making if you guys would like. But I'm hoping that if I see the benefits I'm expecting to see, skin clarity too, I mean your face clarity. Some women, I'm not saying that this is going to happen for me, but there's been a couple women that have even talked about their hair being so much healthier that even women in their 50s that are gray, I'm already quite gray, some of their hair is actually regenerated, and some of their natural hair colors come back. They're still gray, but some of their natural hair color came back because of the de-stressing and just the hormone increases and all that. So I'm excited to see what changes I see, and I'm going to share all this with you, you guys. I'm going to share all this with you. Tonight, I do believe I have some pork roast left. I'm probably going to put that in the pressure cooker, cook it up, put some seasoning on it, and then my husband and I both do sour cream. Again, I'm probably going to eliminate the sour cream too, because that's a pretty big dairy. But do sour cream and cheese for him. And just do a lot of just meats. We both love salmon, so we're going to be doing salmon, things like that. So I really want to do this to see if it makes any difference. And again, if I lose weight, great. But my overall objective is to get healthier, a lot healthier inside and out. It's just time to make a change. I want to be the person where I'm taking care of the body, only body that God gave me. And the way I've been eating, even with fruits and vegetables, for me, it's not working. And the other aspect of it too is, especially with fruits, there's a lot of sweetness in fruits, okay? There's a lot of sweet taste in fruits. And I have no problem with that, especially since it's organic sugars. Problem is that because I taste that sweetness, it makes me want to have other sweets. And I really just want to get rid of the cookies. My biggest thing is like dark chocolate, and then like peanut butter cookies, oatmeal cookies, things like that. I've always just very much enjoyed them. So if I do like a treat on a weekend, I dive into oatmeal cookies, or I do a dark chocolate bar or something like that. I want to get to the point where I don't crave that. I want to get to the point where my body doesn't need that, because I crave it because of the previous foods in my life that have caused my body to have those cravings. And I want to get to the point that it's just not even a thought. I just don't even need that stuff. I want to replace it with like homemade ice cream, which is literally made out of whipping cream, heavy cream, and eggs. Homemade ice cream is not made out of the other stuff that's in the grocery stores. So even if I do want a treat or something, I can do something like that. But I want to get to the point where that isn't even an issue. I want to get to the point where my meals are satiating for me and fueling my body the way my body needs to be fueled. And right now my body's not in a healthy state. So if you want to join me on this journey, feel free to subscribe. Tell me in the comments below if you're keto, if you're vegan, if you're carnivore, because carnivore, literally just carnivore, is you eat nothing but meat. You don't eat, it's mainly just like beef and chicken and things like that. They don't eat any dairy, they don't eat any eggs or anything like that. They just basically, it's just meat. If you're carnivore, let me know if you're carnivore. If you're, keto, let me know if you're keto. If you don't eat a certain way, but you eat a lot of processed foods, and just tell me how you eat, what your lifestyle is in eating. I would love to know in the comments below what your lifestyle of eating is. And guys, let's be friendly in comments. No judgment on anybody. Seriously. Everybody's in a different place in their life right now with eating. Everybody has a different lifestyle and way of eating. Everybody has different convictions in eating. So let's be friendly in the comments. So if somebody does comment and it may not be something you like or you enjoy or you agree with, don't go on there and say, well, why are you doing that? That's bad for you. Don't do that. Let's be friendly in the comments. This is a community I want all to be able to share, learn from each other, encourage each other, educate each other. So tell me in the comments below what your eating lifestyle is. Again, I refuse to use the word diet. I'm trying to get away from using that word because I don't think it's a diet. I could even do a whole video on that. But like I said, I'm at this for a week. My birthday's tomorrow. I have no intention, I'm going to be accountable, of not eating anything. Yesterday, my husband and I went to the store after doing some grocery shopping. He bought some cookies. There's even some other cookies down in our cabinet, our cupboard. I did not eat one cookie. Not one. Which is really, really good for me. I've been no sweets a week ago this last Friday. In the middle of the week, I even cut out stevia from my coffee. I'm just doing black coffee. So, Let me know in the comments below how you're doing. Tell me what you think. And share with me what your eating lifestyle is. I would love to know. And I'm looking very forward to sharing this journey with you and other wonderful content. Guys, as always, thank you so much for joining me. And we'll see you next time.